So part 4, aiming weapons. I'm going to take you through my weapons as well, what I use. So going to my weapons wheel. This is my general setup at the moment. So I have dual navies as the sidearms, Lancaster repeater, and my good old faithful Carcano rifle. Mainly a sniper, so my Carcano rifle I'm using about 90% of the time. Medium lock-in distance, when they're a bit closer maybe even than lock-on distance, I'm trying to use the Lancaster. When they're really up close, then the Navy revolvers. So I'll take you through sort of my aiming, how I aim and fight with a Lancaster, or sort of lock-in distance. What way I aim with it, shoot with it. So, basic mistake most people make, well, new players make, is somebody will come up on you and you'll shoot them, you'll aim on them, but they'll fire and fire and fire and fire. And you see the bloom, it's always larged. What you actually want to do is wait every time. Let that bloom close in, so you're getting an accurate shot. Because when your bloom's expanded, your bullets can fall anywhere within it, especially when it's large. So you always want to close in. Okay, so you're aiming and it automatically locks onto the middle of the body, which doesn't actually do a lot of damage. So what you want to be doing is flicking it up every time. You have to get that movement right. So it's a wee flick up. You're wanting a head shot every time, not a body shot, especially with a Lancaster. So say somebody's over that direction there. They're in lock-on distance and I've got them in lock-on distance. You can't shoot them with the Lancaster, and that's all well and good, but the Lancaster is not that powerful. So what I normally do is, somebody was say at that bush there and I can lock on them, I'll actually lock on them with that, but I'll change to the Carcano, and that's a far more powerful shot. And it automatically sort of, if you imagine a person's over there, I'll lock onto them, just quickly change the scope out, bang, they're dead in a couple of shots. And that's how I use my Carcano within lock-in distance. It's a far more powerful gun to get it done. When somebody's further afield, say somebody up here, okay, and you see them, but you see them sort of, your dot in the middle of the screen is actually further down. So say you see somebody up here, most players when they see them, maybe their dot's down here, and they'll automatically aim in and it'll be down there. So they'll have to move it the whole way up and try and find them like this. Make sure before you scope in that your dot in the center of the screen is on the player, and just bang, aim on them. There's too much time trying to find players through a scope, and that is just a waste of time. So make sure the dot in the middle of the screen is around the area of the player you want to kill, and then you can find them much easier. With the Carcano, now a lot of people snipe and they will stay still. So if somebody was up there, I'd be using this wee bush here for a wee bit of cover. I'll go into cover more in another video, but I'll be using this wee bush as a bit of cover, and that's all you need. Now you want to be up of where they are, and you want to be strafing left and right while you're in your dead eye, of course. You know, this is where you use your slow and steady, and you'll be strafing left and right, trying to keep it on them, trying to keep it centered on where they are. They may be strafing left and right. If they're a decent player, they will be. They won't be just standing still. Nobody ever stands still. You want to keep moving. And the only way to get good at that is just to practice. Just practice your aiming. I'll maybe give you some wee exercises of some missions and stuff. There's a very good mission to do in the Bounty Hunter for the Carcano, for sniping in general. It'll get you a lot of practicing your NPCs. So aim with that. If I do get bum rushed and there's somebody maybe coming from the side down here, I'll obviously switch to the duels. And again, that is a flick to the head. I'm looking headshots, you know. Try and get that wee movement and practice that, getting up to the head. Every time you want a headshot. You want to be doing headshots with the Lancaster and your handguns. Carcano, I'm not necessarily going for a headshot. A couple of with the card layout as well. A couple of shots with the Carcano will generally bring any enemy down. Headshots are just too hard to get, especially sort of at that range. You know, just try and go for the body, scoping left and right. I'm always in a crouch stance when I'm fighting as well, so I'll never be up, and when I'm not looking at them, I'll be moving round in circles. You know, if I'm going to take a tonic, like say, like right now, I'm out of Deadeye, I would crouch down in behind this bush. So let's see, let's actually do it. So I'll be in the Carcano, we're going like that. I've just run out of Deadeye, I'm low on Deadeye, so I'll come out of Deadeye, I will crouch down here, try and take a tonic, and back into Deadeye. And again, always looking on my mini map too. As you can see, my wee cursor moving around, where the point is where I'm facing. So you'll see the red dots. So say the red dot is actually where the bounty mission is at the minute. So I'll be looking, I know there's an enemy out here somewhere. So I'll be searching for him through that scope. That way, you can see I'm pretty much on him there. So know he's somewhere there. So you're half checking your mini-map all the time. And then go for your scope to see him. So make sure you're lined up exactly where the red dot is. So you're always getting the thing. You're always at least pointing the right direction. And it is just looking there. Onto them. This wouldn't actually be an ideal point for me to be fighting really. If I was up here looking around this area, I would probably want to be maybe up there. Up there would maybe a good wee spot too. You want to be high and elevated, especially when you're sniping, and a lot of people are sniping now, so that is sort of your best way to do it. Keep an eye on how many bullets you have as well. Make sure after you kill somebody and you're running low on bullets, like don't have it at one bullet. Make sure you're crouched down, low to the ground, moving in behind cover. I'll go through more cover as we get it. So let's see, there's somebody maybe up camping in behind this wagon. So he's around here. Now my camera angle's automatically on the right, so I don't want to be going to the left here because you're not going to see him. He'll see you. You have to remember his camera's on the right too, so he's going to see you before you'll see him. So I want to come at him from the right angle so I can get the drop on him, because his camera angle's on the right, so is mine. I can see him before he can see me, say if he was behind that box. So I'll always be going for somebody generally on the right. I will be talking about left peek and stuff when we get into the next video, which will be on cover, where you can actually left peek as well. So that's just a wee click left on the D-pad when you're aimed in, which will help you out in a lot of situations. So I hope those couple of wee tips anyway on aiming helped you out there. So don't forget, lock in with your repeater and then switch to your Carcano. Get that more powerful shot in. If you can practice how to do that really quick, and switching between your weapons really fast, it'll help you out a lot. Learning the different ranges of your weapons, you know. People running up on you and slippery is an awful problem now, so if I call my horse over, I'm probably going to do a different loadout. If somebody's bum rushing me slippery, I'm going to want a... yeah, you're going to want the pump action. That's my sort of go-to shotgun, like, you know, because there's a big wide spread on it, and because slippery it doesn't lock on, or it gives you a massive bloom on somebody, and your shot will want to go to the outside, it'll be dragged to the outside of the bloom. But with a shotgun you're more liable to get them, so if somebody's like chasing you with a rope or something slippery, like, you know, you can just shotgun them. It doesn't have to be accurate. If they can, you know, at least get them to fall, maybe even using incendiaries. Incendiaries is always very good, and when they fall to the ground, get maybe revolvers and just shoot them while on the ground. So that's a good way to combat slippery. I don't think there's much more to say really on aiming your weapons. I'll go into cover hopefully on the next video, and that'll cover some more stuff as well, maybe on aiming, especially the left peek. I'll go into more detail on that.